Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Deliman with Group Travel Odyssey, and
Jo-Ann Moltz, also with Group Travel Odyssey.
we want to thank you for joining us today. We are here live on the floor at the NTA Travel Exchange. So here we are. You'll be able to hear things going on behind us. We have everybody in appointments right now, but we wanted to take a few minutes to talk to all of you about what's going on at Travel Exchange, and also to get back in touch with some of our friends, some of our colleagues, some of our partners in the industry that are back here face to face, doing some fantastic business, building groups, trying to bring people back into your fantastic destinations as well. So, without further ado, we would like to start talking to some of our friends in the industry. And first off, we are going to be bringing in Julie Payne. So Julie is from Hershey, and we are going to have her come on the screen with us right now. Hi, Julie.
Hi, everybody. Great to be here today. So thankful.
Thank you for coming. So this is your first day of appointments?
It is. And I have a full packed schedule. I mean, with lots of tour operators and telling them all about Hershey's Chocolate World Pennsylvania and Hershey's Chocolate World Times Square.
And both are reopened at this point?
Yes, completely.
Excellent.
Yes,
That's
so we've been very fortunate. All the attractions are open in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We have our Create Your Own Candy Bar experience. We have our wonderful 4D show, and certainly our trolley tour, which tells the historical trolley of Milton Hershey, which is such a beautiful story. Milton Hershey, our founder, was a philanthropist and actually started a school for less fortunate children that is still in process today. It has over 1,000 kids all across North America.
Oh, great.
So message to everyone, when you eat chocolate, you're actually giving back to less fortunate children. So eat more chocolate. It's the right thing to do.
And I have to say, for those of you who know Julie, if you have ever met Julie, you have no choice because she brings tons of chocolate.
Always chocolate. Yes.
So we have been enjoying Hershey chocolate a lot, and again, we're doing good by doing that.
I know. In our Times Square store, we're very excited about. We actually are launching Grinch Kisses this year. So it's the big launch for the holiday season. Is the Grinch is taking over Hershey on Saturday. He's already taken over our Times Square store. So you need to come visit us, and really fun holiday season for us ahead.
Wonderful. So if people want to get in touch with you to find out more about your products and the destinations and stuff, how can we do that?
Sure. You can certainly call me anytime. You can email me anytime. You can text me anytime. I'm so happy to be involved in the tourism industry and have great friends like Jim that just, have been wonderful through the years. And, I'm available. So our attractions are open. And if I can help you connect with someone that you're looking for, certainly through your company as well, we all work together in this. And it's a team, and it's really time to get connected and just to be together as one and celebrate our industry.
Well said.
Excellent. And for those of you that are users for the GTO system, Julie's information is in the supplier database. So make sure to go in, and you can get all of her contact information, all of the pricing, products, and everything else for all of the Hershey locations. So make sure you go in to look Julie up in our database as well. Julie, thank you. Good luck with appointments.
Thank you so much. I do. Thank you, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Thank you too. Take care. You. And now I'm going to be bringing Jo-Ann on. And Jo-Ann, who's your guest going to be next?
Let's see. I picked John Marshall.
Come on, John.
Switch it up.
Hey, Jo-Ann. How's it going?
It is going great. How about for you?
Oh, excellent. Great show. Glad to be here.
Me too, right? To be connected again, face to face, side by side.
Absolutely.
So just like Julie was saying, right? We're just happy to be together. And so, as you all know, our regular viewers, like Julie was with an attraction, and now we have the fabulous John Marshall, Mr. NYC and Company.
That's what they call me sometimes. Yeah, I work for NYC and Company, the DMO and CVP for New York City.
So with so many people ready to travel, people to get their groups back out on the road, what's happening in NYC? What's the status? What's going on?
Everything is happening. It's been really good to be at appointments the other day and hear our operators talking about groups that had already come back to New York City this year already. So that was really great to hear, and lots more coming in the next couple of months. So we're really happy to hear that. But New York City's back and open. I think that a lot of people are still kind of missing the memo about New York City. Sure, we were hit hard last year, but we really recovered well. Been following the science and using vaccine mandates as a way that we can welcome people back safely. So we've had attractions and museums gyms and tours open since about last August and continue to continue throughout the entire time. We have Broadway just reopened a couple months ago, and Broadway will be back to a full return in January. Our hotel inventory continues to grow. We're going to end this year with 118,000 active hotel rooms. So yeah, we're in a really good place.
What was that number?
118,000 active hotel rooms.
So what I'm hearing is there is plenty of rooms
There's
for your groups.
plenty of room for your groups.
For your
Something
groups.
everybody.
Adults, students,
Absolutely.
meetings. What am I missing? Family reunions.
Just a person. If you're a
Just a
person,
person.
come to New York City. It's time.
So with things being back, what is one of the first things that you did being Mr. NYC? What did you do when you could get back out there?
I did lots of things. I went to the Statue of Liberty. That was really great, and there were not crowds. And if you've ever even thought about going to Statue of Liberty, you're talking about a 4-hour wait. Went over to Staten Island and did some hiking. You can do hiking in New York City proper. You might not have known that.
I didn't know that.
No, I went over to the New York Botanical Garden, saw the absolutely fantastic Kusama exhibit. I went out and ate everything that I could get my hands on. I went out to a restaurant, right? My fiance is a wonderful cook, but we needed something that we weren't preparing ourselves at home. And
We're
so
talking
we
a
went
lot about food. Julie and the chocolate, all of NYC. Keep going.
Absolutely. I'm trying to stay away from dessert, but the staples, I was eating everything. We're doing outdoor dining in New York City right now. So that was a way for us to get through the pandemic and help our businesses survive. So it was a really, really good last year and a half from the recovery standpoint.
So is the energy, you feel the energy in the city? Because that's when I go to New York City, that's what I love.
Yeah.
It's just being out there, being with the people, once again, being together, right? And having those experiences.
Absolutely.
So I do have a question for you. The name is escaping me, but I know you're going to know it. What is the new floating, is it a park?
I hope
Jim,
I know
you've been there before?
No, it is, you're talking about Little Island.
Yes.
Over in the
Can you let people
Hudson
know
River.
what that is?
So Little Island is a brand new construction over in the Hudson River as part of Hudson River Park. It is a series of concrete pods, completely unique. No two are the same. And it is a fantastically popular attraction that opened about a year ago. It's so popular that you need time ticketing to go to a park, if you can believe that. Yeah.
That popular.
Yeah. So
and it opened during this time frame.
We have had so much open during this time frame. So many people
and it's
go
outdoors.
there. It's
so
absolutely
it was perfect.
It's absolutely completely outdoors. There are so many people have gone there. So many Instagram posts. It's been a fantastic hit.
So I'm wondering, you might be working on this since it already opened and all the locals were going. So now the groups are coming back. Maybe they can get in.
Maybe. I hope so. Honestly, that's the thing about New York City. Some tickets are just too hot for you to get. There's Hamilton, there's Little Island. But you can certainly try. I would give it a go. It's worth it. And you can go over it. And the earlier you go in the morning, that's actually before time ticketing starts, you should have no problem starting your day off there.
Okay. So that's a great place to start the day.
Little insider tip for you.
Okay. So, and I would think a lot of folks, I have experience myself, and I know Jim's a big Broadway guy. So you usually finish the evening at Broadway, the show. And then what do folks do after that? Is there some kind of tradition that people go to? Like I've heard of juniors before. Is that part of the experience?
A great experience is to have a nice little nightcap. Whether that Sardi's is a really popular place to go for a nightcap, but you're right when you get off of Broadway, you're right by Restaurant Row. You're right in the middle of Times Square, Midtown. So there's always something to eat and drink. You can go back to your hotel. Your hotel is fantastic rooftop bars. So there are plenty of options. Our observatories aren't open quite that late yet, but as we continue to open up and expand, you can usually go see an observatory after that too. So lots to do in the city after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so this is the first live NTA, everybody being back together. When you leave the show, what do you think is going to be your biggest takeaway? Now, I know we have another day, right? We have another day of appointments and networking and learning about destinations and attractions and each other's products and services. But what would be one of your takeaways that you'd like to share with everyone out there who maybe couldn't come to the show this time?
Yeah, I'm going to cheat and do two. So the number,
of course, NYC got to go big. Got to go big.
But the number one thing really is that we're all ready to travel again, and we're ready to do that safely. We're ready to do that together. We're ready to do it smart and with the people. Just ready to do it with the people. And the number two thing is, we had a fantastic breakfast the other day we had the producer and the associate director of a new Broadway play, Thoughts of a Colored Man, join us for an operator breakfast, and really had a fantastic conversation, not only about the show, but about the DEI efforts on Broadway. And a lot of what's going on at the conversation has been talking about the DEI efforts in travel, about how you reach different audiences and how you take different audiences to different experiences. And I think that's something that it's really the way the industry's going, and I want to keep that momentum going. So anybody who wants to have that conversation, please shout out, holler at me.
Well, and I have to say, I've had the pleasure of knowing John Marshall, we'll just say for several years. We're a little seasoned. Take that however you want it. But I have to say, from and being an industry colleague, that you've always been a leader in whatever role that you've been faithful and passionate about your city. And I just want to thank you for all you've done for the industry. And people really do, I mean, if you don't know John Marshall, you're missing out. Connect with him. How can they reach you? How can they get a hold of you, John Marshall?
jmarshall at nycgo.com. That's my email address. You can use it whenever you want. Also, nycgo.com is our public-facing website. So please search there for any ideas about New York City, but I'm happy to help anybody that needs it.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us today. And any final thoughts before you go on?
I think
we invite someone else.
I talked enough. I talked enough, but I do want to say that I'm really proud of you all, Jim and Jo-Ann and the rest of the team at GTO. I was a very early adopter in my days on the sales side as an attraction. I made sure I signed on right away. It's a great idea. It's moving with the way the industry's going. So good job to everybody who signed up. But if you didn't sign up already, you should do it today.
And you could reach myself and Jim at jo-ann at gtonetwork.com and or Jim, and we'll have Jim come back. And Jim, your email is?
Jim at gtonetwork.com.
And if you didn't hear it, yes, correct.
There you go. So
who would you like to take next?
Well,
or actually, should we let John pick?
No, we're actually going to be taking Lucas.
Oh,
Ooh.
all right.
All right. Lucky
All
Lucas.
right.
All right. So
Shifting on.
with that, it was a pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm going to head over to my booth just across the hall.
Oh, one last thing. And something that NTA has set up for our badges is we have green, yellow, and red as we're all kind of moving back into being together. And the green means that you are open for hugs. So
I'm open for hugs.
Come on, Jim.
Oh,
there you go.
I guess we can.
See, creating experiences.
Give them the love.
All right. Well,
All right.
thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
John.
guys. All right.
It's all
Take
you,
care.
Jim.
Thanks, Jo-Ann. Thanks, John. Next, I want to bring up one of our travel partners, somebody who we're doing a partnership with, integration within our system. So we've got the Group Travel Odyssey system. As well as that, we are connected with We Travel. And so coming in to join me right now from We Travel, we have Lucas Ennis. Lucas, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Jim. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah.
So, first of all, why don't you tell us and tell our viewers a little bit about We Travel and what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so We Travel is a booking and payment platform, and our primary customer base are tour operators that are doing multi-day group tours. And they really are looking to solve two problems. First of all, being able to convert the custom tours that they are presenting to their groups, and also managing and organizing all the booking details in the back end moving from that advertising.
Fantastic. And have you had a lot of interest from people at the conference?
Yeah, so it's been a fantastic conference. We actually have several clients that are here that made the trip out for NTA, which is really exciting because it's been, as everybody knows who's tuning in, a long time since we've all been able to be in person. So it's great to see our existing clients that are here, and just the engagement from the NTA community has been really great. I think COVID, again, everybody tuning in knows it really changed some behaviors when it comes to online payments and people's comfort level with online payments. And so we are seeing more of a want from operators to take a look at some of the technologies that they've been using, pre-COVID, during COVID, and coming out of COVID to really help accelerate their growth moving forward. So it's been great.
And honestly, that's one of the things that we've been discussing while we're sitting here. But even as we've been designing and improving the system, we have an integration with WeTravel. So the people who are using the GTO system can also use WeTravel for their payment option, and it integrates within our system. We have an API between the system that information can be built, the trip can be built to actually go across into WeTravel, and then that information is built into the WeTravel system, and then it comes up back to us, and all that information comes back into our system. So that way, we're our systems are basically going to be speaking back and forth to each other. So it makes it a lot easier. And a lot of people are using two different systems, and they have to keep them separate. But if you are using GTO and you are using WeTravel, you can just stay within that one system, and the information will go.
And I think for everybody, in the travel space, in the travel community, you know, tour directors, tour operators, owners of travel companies, you do what you do because you love delivering great experiences, right? You don't do what you do to do admin tasks, right? And collect money, right? And chase down paperwork. And so, being able to work with the GTO team and what WeTravel's been able to do, we really want to make it so that our partners and our clients are able to focus more on what they do best, which is delivering great travel experiences around the globe, and continuing to deliver those experiences coming out of COVID as well.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's one of the things that aligns our system so well. They are virtual. They are cloud-based. So, you do have the ability to work from anywhere. And one of the things that we've all learned over this past year and a half to 2 years is that there needs to be a lot more flexibility with the way people are actually working. And I think giving people the option to be able to work virtual and to be able to have a cloud-based system where they can do everything. With the GTO system, they can start at the very beginning and they can go from building a trip to actually managing and operating a trip to doing their group accounting side of things with integration with you as well. And our supplier database basically hosts thousands and thousands of suppliers that do group travel. It lists all their products, it lists everything. So with one click, you can basically add that into your itinerary. So we're all trying to find ways to make the experience of booking travel easier for our users. So if you get the right software, if you get the right technology, it works for you and it actually makes your life a lot easier. So I think that that's one of the things I know. We've been talking. We've been sitting next to each other in booths next to each other the past couple of days. Is that one of the things that is sorely missing, I think, in the group travel industry is the technology. And so I think to have to be able to stress technology a little bit more in the group travel industry is really important. And I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of that over the next 6 months, year, 2 years, that you're going to see people are going to be focusing much more on the technology to make group travel easier. So for those of you out there that are watching us or have already talked to us and are using WeTravel and the Group Travel Odyssey system, you're ahead of the curve. So you're getting in at the ground level and you're going to be able to work efficiently within the system, and you're not going to have to make up for lost time. So all I can say, my advice is to get in as soon as possible. Get in early. What would you say would be your biggest advice to people who are looking for some sort of technology or some sort of system to help them?
Keep an open mind, right? Technology is constantly changing and evolving. I don't need to tell anybody who's tuning in how much technology has changed, even just in the last couple of years. And so, but also keep an open mind about maybe what the behaviors of your travelers are, what your travelers are wanting. Everybody in the last 2 years purchased more items online, and they are expecting a certain experience when they're buying that's different than what they had pre-COVID. And so I think it's really important to, especially with group travel, there's a lot of friction involved in group travel, right? And you all know it. Your team does a really great job of helping companies really organize all their data, even with the tour planning process and even on the payment process. And so keeping an open mind, also just about where your travelers, what they're experiencing in a day-to-day and how that may have changed moving forward. And so to make sure your travel company can deliver a booking experience, deliver a tour planning experience, right? That they're used to and that they're looking for as we change in the future.
Right. And you mentioned experience a couple times, and I think that's one of the things that we're all trying to do is to give people a better experience, to give them the opportunity to do things more efficiently, so that way the experience that they are passing on to their guests and stuff as well makes things a lot easier. So they're having a better time. That whole experience is going to be better. So if they wanted to get in touch with you to find out more about WeTravel, how?
Yeah, very easy. Just go to wetravel.com and there's a little chat bot in the right-hand corner. You can say, I want to talk to Luke, or you can email me at lucas@wetravel.com. That's LUCAS@wetravel.com. And would love to connect with you and chat and see if our payment platform, along with the Group Travel Odyssey system, can be a right solution for your tour company moving forward.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for joining
Thanks
us
for having
today, and I'll see you at the next one. So
Sounds
take
great.
care.
Thanks,
Take
Joe.
care.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, and now I'm going to be bringing Jo-Ann back, and Jo-Ann has got a very special guest that's going to be joining her right now. So, Jo-Ann, who do we have next?
Next, we are delighted to have with us today Miss Carol Ann Asante, the Chief Experience Officer for SITA, Student Youth Travel Association. Carol Ann.
Thank you. It's so great to see you.
Yeah, so
Hey there.
happy that you're here. So, we're starting off with the fact that we are here as GTO talking to folks about our travel industry, our new community, and our software platform for tour operators. But you're with an association,
Yes.
and NTA is an association, and we're here at their travel exchange. So, this is an association in tour and
Yes.
travel. You lead an association in tour and travel. What does that look like? Like, how are you here? Why are you here?
It's a great
I
question.
mean, I'm happy you're here. Don't get me wrong.
No.
And I know people are always excited to see Carol Ann.
Well, I think what's really great about our industry is there's a lot of associations like SITA and ABA and a variety of others where our members are members of different associations. But I don't think they realize how much we as associations work together. So very often, SITA is a certain size association, ABA is bigger, but when we all work together, we have a greater voice. So certainly over the pandemic, we spent a lot of time lobbying together and working to get financial aid and relief for the tour operators, especially student tour operators and travel agents did not get any direct funding from the government. So we have been working together to get additional funding to kickstart our industry. We're all very involved in diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's important to us to talk about that and sustainability, and how can we help our entire industry grow. And I think we're all really trying to help our destination partners get off the ground. So we spend a lot of time sharing content, sharing education. I don't know if you knew this, but you could get certified with NTA and then have that certification count towards your SITA certification, or if you're getting certified with ABA. So that's another area where we share education, we share newsletters, advertising, and I think it just helps the industry be stronger.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. Once again, I've had the pleasure of being in the industry for a number of years, and I've always felt there's so much value to working with an association. And for those folks out there, if you use the tools that your association gives to you, you can leverage so much more than just with your own company. And the partnerships you create with other members can really become advantageous to you.
Right.
So just like when Carol Ann was talking about the associations joining together, and thank you for doing that to create that voice, that to raise it up, because with financing and loans and help giving direction when these tour operators weren't getting funding.
Yeah, it's been
I
tough.
mean, we needed everyone to band together. And if we didn't have folks, doing what you do and in your role, I don't know, where would we be? So we know that travel is resilient, but maybe we're getting along a little bit faster because everybody did join each other in the association realm to help.
Yeah, and I think that, with opportunities like what you all are offering right now and sharing your story, and I think one of the real benefits that came out of it was the advent of new technology platforms. I've seen more and more of our members moving away from paper checks and old-fashioned systems, right, where they were carrying everything in boxes and little file boxes, to really embracing technology as a tool. I think their customers want the opportunity to order from their mobile phone. They want to make payments. They want to register their kids. And even with electronic records, health records, how can we make it easy for parents to share medical information and keep it safe? So I think that is
important. I mean, health, safety, always important,
Right.
but different levels of that now as well.
Yeah, so I think that's a silver lining, and I appreciate what you all do and having these new opportunities to help our tour operators be more successful, as they move forward. So it's great seeing you, and I appreciate this chance to catch up with you and our friends.
Well, I'm just glad to hear what you had to share, that you're hearing from other tour operators, because it lets us know we're on track.
Absolutely.
And I do want to say this to everyone. As Carol Ann had mentioned, we know that there are still folks out there that are using Excel spreadsheets, documents, handwritten ledgers. You know what? We're here to help. You're safe. I don't create the program. We do have our leader, our fearless leader about to come on. I can tell y'all about it, but we make it very easy because if I can do it, anyone can. And it takes you step by step by step. And I think, when I think of associations and people first join, you all take people step by step by step. And I think one of my favorite things about CIDA when I started is the CIDA guarantee.
Yes.
So for those that aren't familiar, would you like to express what that is?
For the CIDA guarantee is essentially that if you attend our conference and you haven't had a chance to meet with a buyer or another supplier that you wanted to, a staff member or a board member will take you personally to meet that person. So we've had it forever, and it's worked, and it's really helped us move forward.
And I can say that it's very true. I have accessed this woman and her team several times at shows, and I like to think that I'm out there and trying to meet people because I just enjoy not only travel, but meeting new people, learning about different experiences, immersing myself in communities, but I can't meet everyone. And when it's time to take care of business and get to know someone and know that you have something to offer them, whatever your product or service is, that once you get that connection, you can keep building it from there. And Carol Ann and her team, they do that. They mean it. It's the CIDA guarantee. And there is also a philanthropic arm to CIDA. Would you like to share anything about
Sure,
that?
of course. So just a quick plug for the CIDA Youth Foundation. We provide travel scholarships for youth and families who would not have the financial means to travel. And we're finding that, especially coming out of the pandemic, we were able to help a lot of schools. We actually also provided college scholarships for international students to come to the United States. So we're starting to expand our mission to include all kinds of opportunities where travel is a way a young person gets to their next experience. So thanks for giving me an opportunity to share that. And
bridging that gap, getting them out to past the 4 blocks that they might live in the classroom.
Yeah, it's important, especially after spending almost 2 years at home. So we look forward to having that chance to help more students. And for more information, you can go to CIDAYouthFoundation.org. Thank you.
I'm going to leave you with one last question.
Okay. Scary.
So we've talked about ask people about takeaways from the show, but what I'd like to ask you is, you go so many places for business.
Yeah.
Where have you gone for yourself in a travel experience that has meant the world to you?
I would have to share that 2 years ago, I went to Jordan, and I was part of the team that designed the meaningful map of Jordan. And that's where we spent 10 days helping small micro businesses develop. So along the way, we went into people's homes and helped them set up tiny restaurants. We went to craft vendors. We planted trees. So going to Jordan was my first time really in the Middle East to go that far. And it really touched me personally. It's an amazing country. And I think organizations like Tourism Cares are providing a way for tourism to give back. So I would share that for me, probably Jordan was the place where I was the least comfortable. I had never been to that kind of culture. I was totally unfamiliar. I don't think I showered for 5 days. That was tough. I was roughing it.
Is that what that is, Carol?
But I would just have to say that you have to stretch yourself and try new places. So thank you for letting me share that experience. It's a wonderful country, and I recommend seeing it.
Well, and thinking about immersing yourself into a new culture, I mean, you wove yourself into
Yeah, it was a great experience. So.
and out of your comfort zone. And like we said before, you traveled quite a bit.
Yeah.
And that was different for you. So traveling can always be a new experience, and you can always be a lifelong learner. You just heard it from Caroline.
Absolutely. You never stop learning and never stop traveling.
That's right. Hopefully.
Yeah,
Never.
hopefully.
That's it. Well, it was great to see you guys.
Yes,
thank
you
you.
for
Thank you,
being
Carol
with
Ann.
us
All right, take
today.
care.
Thank you so much, Carol Ann. So, Mr. Jim,
Oh, thank you.
who are we bringing on now?
Well, we figured the best thing for us to do would be to close out with our fearless leader, our lead navigator, the man who kind of runs the show, the man who tries to make sure that the two of us are actually behaving ourselves. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. So let's bring him on.
He's like Dad.
Keith Snode. Come on over, Keith.
Come on,
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody, and welcome to
Oh,
NTA.
stay.
Yes, you're staying. We can
Okay.
fit. We can fit.
We
We'll let that- Yes, welcome to NTA. It's nice to have you all here with us, and it was great to have the partners that we had come and share. We've had lots of reconnections, I would call them, during this past week. And it's been really great to see people and connect face to face. Looking forward to more of it as we move forward into to ABA in January, which we'll be attending. I hear there's a CIDA event that might be at the end of January in New York City. And then we will also be in San Diego at IITA. So we're looking forward to seeing all our friends at those shows as well. It's been really great for us to also be here with our partners to talk about some of the new things that we have coming, to talk about how we can be better stewards of your faith in us and really grow our community. So we've taken a lot of time to really learn more from all of our users, learn more from people who are considering us, and we really want to make sure that our system provides you the best of group travel and gives you the opportunity to connect with your colleagues in the industry, through combos with colleagues, and through Coach and Go, so that you can learn and constantly be learning, just like Carol Ann said during her last mention there of her favorite place in Jordan, is that you're a lifelong learner. And so GTO is really here to help you with that. And our whole mantra is to elevate group travel. That's what we want to do. So it's great to be here at NTA. It's great to be meeting some new friends and reconnecting with old friends. We hope that we hear from all of you, and please continue to send us your comments, your thoughts, on how we can be better and how we can improve to make this community the best it can be. So thanks so much. It's great to have Jim and Jo-Ann here. We're having a lot of fun, probably more fun than we should be allowed to have at a show. But you all take care and have a great rest of your week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.